today you are in Atlanta and you are the international distributor for this film, The Vaccine War.
That is
How
correct.
do you feel about it?
Well, I'm really feeling proud. We distribute a lot of movies, but I'm particularly proud about this particular movie because it is not only about a movie. This movie leaves you with a very proud message that how proud we feel of being an Indian and how India really coped up with this challenge and not only overcome the challenge, but also helped a lot of other countries as well.
So when is the picture going to release and what is the schedule for the international?
It is releasing on 28th September globally, and we'll be releasing this movie in all major movie theaters across US. So, Fun Asia Films is proud to partner with this project.
So seeing the success of Kashmir Files, so what do you think about this vaccine war?
See, I strongly think that when I discuss this project with Vivek ji, I have never seen a movie director or a producer who wants to show his movie earlier. So I said, Vivek ji, are you really sure that you want to show this movie early before the main release? And he said that I'm so confident that not only these people who are coming to watch this movie, they will technically pass this message to many other people that this is a movie worth watching. And not only for adults or everyone, but also for every single member in your family, including your kids.
And before this Atlanta, you might have premiered in the other cities. How is the response so far?
Well, response is amazing. We had sold out shows, and everybody in every single movie theater, Vivek ji and this movie had got a standing ovation. So this movie is worth watching for. There are very few movies technically which come with such an impact to our understanding and our thinking process. And this is one of that movie.
And tell us more about this Fun Asia.
So Fun Asia is the largest movie distributor for all South Asian movies. But apart from that, Fun Asia also works very closely. Fun Asia is also the largest radio channel network for South Asians living outside India. And all over the world, we have 22 radio channels. We have movie theaters. We are into movie distribution. We are also into real estate, tax accounting, and restaurants and many other businesses.
Thank you so much for being here, and we wish you good luck.
Well, thank you very much, and I really appreciate everyone coming here, and I hope that everyone takes their entire family to watch this movie, and not only watch this, make this movie a huge success for India and for everyone.
He's here with us, supporting our movie and our community here. So I'm very thankful to him that he's taking his time off and spending time with us on this busy Saturday. And he's going to tell you some interesting things.
Namaste.
Hey, namaste.
So just got back from India. It was amazing. Prime Minister Modi was very generous with his time. He actually spent time and actually ate with us and talked to us about stories. One of the interesting things he says, I never trust anybody who hasn't been from north to south on the train. And about how popular he was amongst people, truly the most influential person in politics since Gandhi. It was neat to spend some time with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, with the Minister of Defense, to spend time with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, to spend time with industry leaders and startups. It was eye-opening to kind of see the development of what I think is going to be a really important relationship in the future. They truly believe, just like I do, that we are just getting started in the strongest relationships we've ever had between our two countries. I'm excited about this opportunity. This is supposed to be a great movie on just how India has developed, how quickly they can respond to a crisis. And it's neat to see that a country with a very similar constitution in industry, in military, all these things are going to be so important into the future, and we are like-minded. We have a common enemy, and I'm really excited about our future. Thank you so much for including us, my wife Deborah and I, in this event today. God bless you.
How did you feel about the movie, The Vaccine War, today?
No, I think it was a very good movie, and there were so many facts that we didn't know, or like people just didn't know at all, and that is why they were making so much of noise. And especially the fact between what is the difference between the Indian vaccine, the Covaxin specifically, and the foreign, Moderna and the Pfizer. One was the temperature which he brought up, but the other one was that the Indian vaccines process was already established, for 70 years, like it showed in the movie. The vaccine was not, and that's exactly what they were testing. The Pfizer and Moderna, because of the mRNA technique, that even process was not verified and certified earlier.
Such huge audience and such overwhelming response. In my 30 years of career, this is the first time I'm seeing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Last time when I came here, We were here for the Kashmir Files. You gave your love and support. And the end result is that Mr. Yasin Malik is in jail waiting for capital punishment. And just few days back, Government of India has reopened.
I'm Dr. Asha Parikh from Atlanta. I'm a practicing internal medicine doctor for the last 30 years. I lived through in the hospital with the COVID virus epidemic, but after looking at this movie, the scenes behind what happened in India about the vaccine really opened my eyes, especially how much the women were involved. And that has really given me a lot of pride as to what is achieved. We just did the patient care. We didn't know anything about the foreign vaccine versus India. This was a real informative, well-done movie, and I really enjoyed it. Pride.
Being a doctor and a woman, how do you feel seeing that? Do you recall any memories?
I recall the whole epidemic time when we were seeing patients just dying in front of us. The news were so negative, vaccines were not out. It was a very sad thing. Doctors also had passed away, our colleagues. So it was not a very good, we worked hard, but we were scared. Overtime and scared doctors. But after looking at this, I see that there are more people involved making the vaccine, how they lived that. I think when I see the women there, I feel like it was nothing what we did here.
Can I share my thoughts from my heart for 30 seconds? After Kashmir Files, if you go by common sense or common logic, we should have made Kashmir Files Part 2. It would have been a super duper blockbuster. But we put all the money we earned from Kashmir Files on the world's most risky project. Nobody in Hollywood or Bollywood would dare to make a film on vaccine on COVID because it's just been there a couple of years ago. Everybody is saying this film will not work. People have written it off.
It will work.
It will. India can do it.
Thank you.
India can do it.
It is, see, the thing is, today in IT, in science, medical research, space research, marine research, fisheries, Indian women are shining everywhere. And I believe if India, which it is in the process of becoming, if India has to become Vishwaguru, it will be only because of our women. Because nowhere you will find the way Indian women make sacrifices, nobody else can do it. Therefore, I think it's a very important film to show it to your children, to your parents, to your family, friends, wherever they are. So I am requesting you with folded hands. It's a very important for the future of India, for our women. It's a tribute to our mothers. Please become brand ambassadors of this film. Write about it on social media. Let the world know what we are made of, so that people know that you and I, we are all made in India by our mothers. So write it, tag me wherever you are. I'll retweet it, I will promote it again. Let as a family take this film to the world. Thank you very much.
I just want to say a big thank you, and I see a lot of women in the crowd today. I just want to give you a high five. You guys are brilliant, you're superheroes, and we are going to make the world a better place to live in. Thank you.
Hello, we have Dr. Rich and Dr. Deborah. Can you give them a round of applause? They have been the COVID warriors, but now he's our congressman, our beloved congressman. Please come over.
So lovely to see both of you. And congratulations.
Congressman.
Here you go.
Isn't it nice to not be wearing masks? Isn't it nice to gather like this? Isn't it good to see a movie of triumph and strength? I am so overwhelmed. When I was thinking about, you know what I've been through as an ER doctor. I went through the beginning of this to the end of this. My last ER shift was December 28th. We had 20 patients, 3 of them critical. I intubated one of them, and it leaves you kind of scarred. You know, you saw what everybody went through here, and I was actually choking up a little bit because I remember the emotions. You got to remember when you're separated from your family, you can't travel. You're isolated. There was a lot of depression, anxiety, suicidality, drug and alcohol abuse. There was horrible feelings. It was a horrible time, and now we're gathered here together to rejoice. And this movie is such a celebration. As a matter of fact, if you ever want to read a really good book, Gates of Fire is a book about Thermopylae, the 300 that fought against the Persian emperor of 1 million people. And the whole summation of the book is what made the Spartans so unique? What made them such a strong fighting force? And in the book, you know what it was? They're women. Their women is what made their society strong. And I'll tell you, my wife, you know my wife's an oncologist. She was much smarter than me. She's always been summa cum laude. I've always been thank the good laude. I'll tell you, this is a great tribute, not just to the Indian people, but women in general and the backbone of our society. God bless you for making such great movies. Thank you for Kashmir Files. Thank you for showing the backbone, the resiliency, and the independent people that are growing like nobody has done in history. God bless you all. Thank you.
Deborah, you would like to speak the word? Why not?
Well, I think this just shows that how women are beginning to dominate in so many fields, especially science and in medicine. And I want to say cheers to those that are, and thank you for representing them. Thank you, you did a wonderful job.
And we have I Am Buddha Foundation is kind of sponsoring some recognitions. And the first one I want to bring.
Thank you very much. India can do it. India can also land the first on the south, on the moon. So, go India. And I would like to, a lot of people were thinking and doubting India. And we all know, a lot of women worked very, very hard. The Indian government worked very hard. A lot of scientists worked very hard, day in and day out, without any recognition. They have done it in different parts of the country. 16 different states, cities. We went there, we knocked on the doors, we spent days and days over there. So thank you very much. Yes. Say something.
There are many people sitting here who have supported Seva International. All of us know many people are sitting here, doctors, and there are so many people. How we worked at that time when no one was coming out of their homes, we were distributing the kits to various doctors, various clinics all over USA.
Hi Surenji.
Hello, how are you?
How did you like the movie?
I am ecstatic. This is a great movie which is showcasing the medical community in India, which has done a tremendous job in developing the vaccine and spreading it all across the world. I mean, this is only the 5th country in the world where a vaccine has been indigenously developed, and we should be proud of India. You know, our scientists are doing an amazing job. And last few days, you know, we have conquered the moon as well with Chandrayaan, and medical. We supply pharmaceuticals all around the world, so it's a great thing to see that India is actually becoming the Vishwaguru.
Surenji, how are you associated with Vivek?
We work with the I Am Buddha Foundation. That's the foundation that Vivek ji and Pallavi ji has brought it, and I represent Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora. And obviously, it's an organization of the Kashmiri Pandits who were victims of genocide in 1990 and who are now scattered all over the world. So, but we associated with Agnihotri ji during the making and the research work of Kashmir Files.
So how are you all today?
We're doing great.
How did you like the movie, The Vaccine War?
I actually liked it a lot. It was an eye-opener for me also, actually. Because when the vaccines first came out, we were also doubting the vaccines because things were made in a rush. So even as a physician, all the stuff that we were reading in the media was making us doubt our own science, actually. So I think the movie was an eye-opener from that lens for me as well, especially seeing how the Indians had worked on it, the women, the endless hours that they had put towards it. I think that woke a lot of patriotism in me, nationalism in me. Also, it made me recognize my own efforts and not to doubt myself and the science that I stand for.
Watch this movie with a fresh mind, and what recalls your memory seeing this movie?
I think I echo the sentiments. I think the message here is that people forget it was a pandemic. That means all the countries were affected. And to show what happened in the background, how India as a country, as a nation, fulfilled the need for the humanity against all odds. And how it's, despite being put down, it looks like there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on the world map. But despite being put down, there's something about the Indian spirit that comes through, and that's what it resonated for all of us. We are from there, and we carry that sentiment throughout, and we carry that part of us here in US too. We saw similar thing here. There were doubts about everything. There were doubts about the vaccines, the time. There was conflict. So as physicians, we both have physicians, to see the back end of things that we were, what we were seeing at the front as frontline people, is very eye-opening. So it leaves room for discussion and how to guide patients and how to communicate and how to coordinate and how to mostly, like she said, it's reinforced what we became doctors in the first place for, to take care of people and take care of humanity in general, and being supported.
Yet, during COVID times, they raised funds, they did a lot of work and helped people back in India, not just Kashmiri Pandit community, the entire India. So we would like to honor Surinderji on behalf of I Am Buddha Foundation. We honor Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora.
Thank you so much, Vivekji. All the Kashmiris here, can you stand up? The award is for all the good work you did during the COVID. Thank you so much.
What do you think? Is this movie for kids? And I strongly recommend. I have 2 daughters myself, and I strongly recommend to take your kids. They would really feel really proud to see this movie. My daughters loved it, and I strongly recommend that not only us as adults and first generation immigrants, we should also technically let this message go to our next generation, to our kids, that how proud today India is and what India plays a role in a global landscape. A lot of people don't realize this thing, but India, apart from technology, is the 2nd largest exporter of pharmaceuticals in the world today. And also, we are the largest creative platform in the world, and this is the only country where directors and producers like Vivekji can make such a fantastic films. So kudos again to Vivekji and Pallaviji both to make such a fantastic film. Again, thanks to our partners IGCS and Dr.
Dr. Naresh Parikh. I am also a victim of COVID virus, but successfully survived it, and I understand the value of vaccine. This movie has opened up our eyes. This is just a beginning. India will produce many more vaccines as we go forward. What I hear, next is a TB vaccine coming up, and then malaria vaccine is coming up.
Hi Swati ji, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. How is the movie, The Vaccine War, today?
So I feel that, as a physician who has spent a lot of time creating guidance for COVID during the COVID times and not remembering much about what happened in the last 3 years of my life, I think it was a wonderful movie to kind of show the story of people like us, women like us, and our families, right? Our children, our husbands, and those untold, stories, right? That will just kind of get buried in the history of this pandemic. So I really appreciate them making this movie because it tells the story of a lot of, healthcare workers, physicians, scientists who have put their lives, like people in the army, for the last 3 years, and set their families aside for that. The other thing is, it also, and I appreciate that they talk about how misinformation travels, and I hope that people realize that how important vaccines are, properly researched vaccines like the Covaxin, like the other vaccines that many countries have made, and are willing to take those vaccines to prevent, loss of life that we all wanted so bad, right, when COVID was raging. So I certainly hope that people pay attention to the fact that misinformation is a disease in itself, and that we need to immunize ourselves against that as well. Thank
Absolutely,
you.
Swati. What is the award today you got from I Am Buddha?
Oh, yes, I was so honored to receive this award on the service that I provided during the time of COVID to provide guidance, work with CDC and CMS for saving lives for vulnerable elderly in post-acute care facilities.
Tell us your experience about the movie today, the vaccine war.
Yeah, it was a great movie, and there were many moments where it almost made us cry because we could see pieces of our lives in there. And I do remember specifically about this vaccine when it was being administered. We got a lot of calls from our families back home whether they should take it or not. And I looked at the data and I said, just take it, because the data is showing that it's effective. Don't go by what the media is coming out or saying. What you have is a good vaccine, and eventually it's going to prove itself. And it did. And so this movie was definitely something that is going to clear further doubts in people's mind. And like they keep talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. I mean, I think this is definitely an example of that. We really appreciate them making this movie because of all those reasons.
Pallavi ji and Vivek ji, first of all, welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
And I think all the audience are geared up after Kashmir too, and they are waiting for the vaccine war. So what made you think about this story?
It was a very inspiring and compelling story about the greatness of India, especially Indian people. And we knew that nobody is going to tell this story. And with our production, I Am Buddha Productions, we tell stories which everybody is scared to tell. So that's why I wanted to take the story of India's COVID success on the world stage.
Vivek ji, taking a picture on the live events is not easy. So I'm sure that you guys should have a lot of guts to take this picture. So before that, how did you guys discuss and think that we have to make this film?
Oh, we just think about subjects which we feel very strongly about. And then there is not much window to think about people and what their reactions would be. We just do what we think is right.
Absolutely. And one more question, definitely this is a public related story. Have you faced any challenges from the government or any of the different, this is also based on the different countries. So did you face anything, or you have a full support from all the government officials or any other countries?
We didn't work with the government for this film. We worked with the scientists of ICMR and NIV, and they helped us with research and authenticity of the film. They were present on the sets, made sure that scientifically the film is correct. There is nothing wrong with the film. But yes, challenges come because there are a lot of anti-vaccine lobby which is creating problems for us now. But then we'll take it on our own stride and face those challenges and find a way out.
Vivek ji, one other question I have. So now, because you are most of the movies should give a message to the public, and which you are doing in the right way. And definitely you should have a lot of guts again to do that. So how do you feel doing the live stories? Because it's not easy to, understand different things happen, whether it is true or not. How do you make this happen?
I don't know. Maybe we are blessed by Ma Saraswati. I don't know. We are just the medium. I always say we are not making them. They are getting made through us.
How do you feel?
Yeah, it's very encouraging, and I really thank everybody, and I love Indian diaspora who's doing great work. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck. Wish you good luck, both of you.
Hello everybody, my name is Shanti Kumar. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Warangal, back in India.
Shantakumar garu ela anpichindi TV
Fantastic movie andi.
Vaccination
it has a phenomenal as we know, I mean, Vivek he makes very good very informative and productive movies, as everybody might have seen Kashmir Files and other his movies. So he's got a remarkable acumen. I mean, how to showcase the realities and the facts and the constraints behind the scenes. So this movie chala baagundi. The entire movie it ran maybe more than 2.5 hours. So right from the beginning to end, I mean, they showcase the real facts. I mean, where a common man was not aware, not only Indian, everybody else in the world. So what were the challenges they faced during the making of this vaccine?